Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm celebrating finishing sophomore year. I'm officially a junior upperclassman and I'm extremely excited to have been doing school online and to finish it. And so I'm doing my makeup today. So I got a comment to show my everyday makeup routine, and I don't wear makeup every day at all. Like, that's not for me. However, when there is an occasion, I like to, come out nice, come out good and clean. That's what I'm going to be doing here today, but I'm also going to be answering some questions that I got from Instagram. Thank you everybody who replied to my post. I asked you guys to ask me any sophomore year questions, and that's what I'm going to answer in this video here today. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is apply primer. So I use the Smashbox Photo Finish Oil and Shine Control Primer. This is, how it looks. And I really like this primer. I bought it the same time I bought my foundation, which I'll show you in a minute, but it really blurs all the pores. And let me just show you guys my foundation too in the meantime. So this is Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-hour foundation. I bought it at Sephora the same time I bought this primer, and girl, boy, when I tell you, it was so hard for me to swipe. However, this is not your everyday drugstore foundation at all, but it's very good. Alright, so I'm gonna answer a question, which was, how do you manage your time? So I would say managing my time has kind of been like a learning experience in university. I feel like at first, like freshman year, I really felt like anytime I wasn't doing school, I was wasting time. And now, I feel like because I've kind of, I would say, moved away from that thought process and just kind of separated everything in my life in terms of you have to balance school, academics, sports if you do it, social, like you have to have a little bit of everything for you to feel like a human in university. Like, you can feel so robotic if you don't do that. So what I do as a college student is I organize my life. I use my calendar. I use the to-do list app that every Apple phone has. I use my journal and I plan. The one thing I will always say and never stop saying, is that as long as you plan, you'll be taking advantage of the time that exists, and the time won't control you, you will control the time. And that's the biggest advice I'd give to anybody that is in university. Manage your time, organize yourself, actively organize yourself. Use calendars, use to-do lists, and get accountability partners or partner. I definitely wouldn't have gotten through my sophomore year without my friends at all. Like once you have somebody on your back, on your tail, making sure that you're doing this and this, it truly helps. So I'd say another big thing is to get accountability partners or partner to help you. And the next question was, how do you balance academics and track? So this year, I think what I really did was stop worrying about balancing it. I think my freshman year I worried a lot about balancing it, so much that just the worry alone kind of defeated me from successfully doing it. But this year I kind of just decided that I am a student athlete, and when I'm in the classroom, and when I'm on the track or in the field, I'm in the field. And I kind of just separated them. So anytime I'd go to track training, so track training is from normally 4:30, 4 o'clock to 7:30 would probably be the latest, or we have weekend training depending on if it's off season or competitive season. So when I would be finished with my classes, I would go over to the lounge that we have, or the track center that we have for track and field athletes, and I do some homework before training, but once it's maybe 45 minutes before training, then everything academic just done. I go to the trainer, I bike, warm up my body to be ready for training, and then I train. Like, I just decided I have to separate the both of them and do everything track when it's track time and do everything academics when it's academic time. And that's how I was able to balance, just not mixing the two and not worrying about one when I'm doing the other. Like, it makes no sense. And also, I would say any pockets of time that you have, you do your work. You just have to make sure that you schedule your time to be abreast of all your commitments. And if you do that, then I promise you can balance it. And there's always support. That's the thing too. Like, you're always gonna have support. So I got another question. It was, what motivates you every day? I really love this question. And I would say I am motivated by my family. Definitely know that they were the people that got me to university, got me to Cornell, and I am extremely grateful for that. And I feel like at this point, what motivates me is the desire to be great, like the desire to be my best self, to find my true potential in this life. And I look to people around me for motivation when I actually need words of motivation. People, definitely. I look to God as well for motivation, for clarity. Yeah. All right, I'm going to do my eyebrows off camera and come back, but I use the e.l.f. eyebrow instant lift brow. This is what I use. It's very cheap. All right, so the next thing is to apply powder. I use this contour palette from True Complexion. I don't contour really, however, I like how warm or dark the powder is to like actually set my face. So I'm just gonna do that with the darkest color. And the next question was, what's the biggest lesson you've learned? I think the biggest lesson I've learned sophomore year is to be present. And that's just because obviously COVID shortened the in-person instruction, and that really let me think about when I'm here at home now, I want to be at school. So it just made me think about just being present as I go through daily life experiences and appreciating, just being grateful and taking everything in. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest lessons I learned. And I think a lot of times when it comes to being worrisome about things, if you are more present, then you will less likely worry. Worry is caused from someone being in the past or the future. But if you're present in the present, then how can you necessarily worry? That's the biggest lesson I learned my sophomore year. Okay, now I'm gonna take the light color and set my under eye area. And right here, so in the middle of my nose. Eyelash. Alright, now it's time to highlight. I don't highlight all the time, however, I'm gonna highlight today. And I use this bronzer. I really don't know where it's from. If I find out where, I will tell you guys. But I use bronzers because bronzers that are supposed to be bronzing for a fair. Did you put too much? Wait, let me see. Wow, bright like my future. Ow, didn't mean to do that. Right, yeah, so I use bronzers. So bronzers that are supposed to, I guess, be bronzing for fairest toned people are actually great highlighters for melanated folks. So that's a great makeup hack. Anybody out there looking to get some bomb highlighters, buy bronzers. They're so good. Just apply it on my nails, you know. Don't normally do this, but I'm going to apply eyeshadow. So I'm gonna do the same eye look that I did for my quarantine video. If you haven't watched it yet, you should watch it now. It's about self-care and like realizations in quarantine. I'll put it up there or up there, I really don't know. So I'm using a Morphe palette. It's so pretty, but I'm really only gonna use 3 colors for this. So I'm gonna take this very shimmery goldish color. I'm gonna put it right on my eyelid. So I'm just gonna pack eyeshadow in my inner corner, inner eyelid. I really don't know the language to use. Sorry, I'm not a beauty guru. I'm gonna only move it to like mid eyelid. I'm gonna do the next eye. Do the same thing. Okay, next I'm gonna take the brown in the palette, this deep brown, and I'm just gonna pack this on the other half of the lid, the outer. I'm just going to literally kind of stick it right there. I'm sorry, I really don't know what the people say. Okay, then I'm going to take a little bit of the black in this palette, only just a toops, and just stick it right on the ever so furthest part of my eyelid. So last step is to apply finishing spray. This is NYX matte finish, and I literally swim. I literally swim in it. So while this dries, I'm gonna answer the last question, which was how different was sophomore year from freshman year? I felt more confident in myself being a student, and like I learned how I should study for certain subjects. I knew the campus, I knew what dining halls to eat at, where not to eat at. I knew people. For track and field, I definitely decided before coming on campus, actually as soon as I finished my season last season, I decided that I was going to give way more effort and be more focused. And so when I did come back to Cornell, my preseason I gave more effort, and in terms of social life, definitely went out and hung out with more people. I met more people this year. Oh, in terms of academics, definitely got better grades this year because of knowing how to do school better and organizing myself better. For the better, my sophomore year was way better than my freshman year. It was just way more enjoyable than last year. I was more open-minded than I was last year. So this is the finished face. This is how the face looks. I'm going to do my hair and then come back and show you guys, you know, have a little modeling session. I feel like that's what the beauty gurus do, you know. It's a slow motion vibes. I'll be back. Alright guys, this is the finished makeup and hair. Clean and nice and clean. If you want to see how I did this with my hair, please check the video. I am so impressed. I'm so impressed. Anyways, I am extremely happy to finish my sophomore year. I'm officially a junior. I am extremely grateful, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you thumbs up. Let me know if you have any more suggestions, any more videos you want to get from me in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can see the next video that I'm going to post. Alright guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.